Hey, what's going on, you guys? My name's Chrissy, and in today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys some advice for back to school 2020. Now, this video will be mainly aimed at high schoolers, but I feel like maybe middle schoolers could also use this. I know you're more than likely not as free in middle school as you are in high school. But anyway, let's get straight into the video. So, honestly, the first thing I would say you need to make sure of is, have your clothes on point. Especially for the first few days, because that's the first thing people are going to notice about you, especially when you're meeting new people, is your clothes and your shoes and your way you act and the way you present yourself and all that. So just make sure you have all that stuff on point and try to look your best, especially for the first day, because no one wants to hang out with a kid that looks like crap on their first day. So just a bit of advice there. The next thing I would say would be, now this one you don't necessarily have to do this. I'm not saying you have to do this, but it's always a good idea. Pick a sport. Not meaning that you have to, because I know a lot of people are like, oh, well, I don't like sports, or, I mean, that's cool, that's fine, do your thing, do whatever, but you get, basically I'm saying you get, popularity, that kind of thing. I know that's very important in high school, middle school, mainly high school, because a lot of people that you go to middle school with either forget about you or go to a different high school. Very few of them end up being your friends in high school. So at least that was the case for me. I don't know about you guys, but so yeah, pick a sport if you want. That's not your thing, that's cool, totally fine, but just a suggestion. The third thing I think would be just join a club. Once again, just like picking a sport, I wouldn't say that you must, like absolutely must or have to do that. I'm just saying that could, get you more known, get more friends, people get people to know you better, so you get to know other people better, make friendships or relationships throughout the school, because you always want to have, more friends than enemies. Hopefully no enemies, but that high school drama, stuff like that always happens. Oh, and disclaimer, this video is not for, as you can probably tell by now, it's not necessarily for people who are doing the, what's it called, virtual school. Sorry, virtual schoolers, and even though I probably actually will end up doing that for at least the first half, that's what I was told, I think last night or the night before. But hopefully all this stuff will calm down. I'm saying that because, COVID-19, that stuff is still out there, and you must be careful. And another thing would also be careful if you are going back to school, back to physical school. Be careful, keep your distance. I mean, I would suggest wear a mask, but even if that's not your thing, just whatever. Just keep your distance from other people, and I'm sure it should be fine. I mean, I'm not saying there will be no cases in schools, but either way, on to the next thing. I mentioned this in the other, in one of the other ones. meet new people. Like, meet new people, branch out. Uh, I'm not talking about like your friends' friends. I'm talking about your friends' friends, and then other people. Like, I don't know, people that end up in your classes you may not have talked to the previous year. And another disclaimer: this is mainly for seniors, juniors, and sophomores, not necessarily freshmen or middle schoolers that are going into high school this year. This is mainly for already in high school, but some of these tips I think they could work in middle school just because it's not very similar, but it is somewhat similar to high school in some ways. But yeah, branch out, meet new people. Just, I would say, like, try to do that every year, because the more people you know in high school, because high school is like really important. So like, the more people that you're friends with in high school will more than likely have like a lot of friends. What I'm saying is you'll probably have a lot of friends even outside of school when you like move out of your parents' place, get on your own, start doing your own thing. People will be your friend, have somebody to hang out with, just do that kind of thing with. But yeah, branch out, meet new people. Uh, that's it for that one. The next one would be, this is a lot like playing the sports or joining a club, being in a band. You could play an instrument if that's your thing. I know that's not really my thing. I just thought I'd mention that because a lot of people are looking to do that, and I notice a lot of the time. Uh, I've met a few people in school that are like, man, I want to be in band or I want to play football, and they're like, and I'm like, okay, we'll just go do it, and they're like, no, man, I'm like kind of scared about doing it because when you're in band, you have to. That was weird. My house creaks, but anyway, off topic. What was I? Where was I at? Right, band stuff. What I would say to people who are like not really sure about if they should join something, just I would say try new things, because you never know when you're gonna like it. Just because you're nervous about doing something does not mean you should not do it. Because how are you ever gonna get to do new things if you don't try new things? I mean, after a period of time, they won't be new things anymore. You'll become accustomed to them, but at some point, everything is a new thing that you do or try, and it just grows on you, and you keep doing it. But like playing football, soccer, baseball, join the band, that stuff, like that kind of stuff in high school, it grows on you, and it becomes like important to you once you, or at least for a lot of people I know, it becomes important to them, and they want to like keep doing it every year. That's why you see a lot of the same kids doing playing football every year, being in the band every year. But yeah, just mainly just that could be get an instrument, and that's it for that one. I would say another one would be like getting a hobby. This does, I would say this definitely relates very well to the last one a lot, because playing football, doing all that stuff, being in band, that's a hobby. unless you're unless somebody's pressuring you to do it. And another thing, don't let anybody pressure you into doing anything. You should be able to, if you really want to do something, you should be able to do it on your own, not have peer pressure or people try to pressure you into doing things that you are nervous about. But my advice to those people would be just try it out and see what's going on with it. See if you like it. If you don't like it, just don't do it. But yeah, have a hobby. Keep your mind occupied when you're not in class, of course. So, another thing I did want to mention is take it seriously. Not aside from all the band, football, sports, stuff like that, it's important to take school seriously because with all the fun, cool stuff that happens in high school, the sports, the events, the pep rallies, all that stuff, that's cool and all, but you do need to focus on academics because that is technically supposed to come before a lot of things that we enjoy doing, like elective classes or band, football, sports, dance. All that stuff is good, and it is useful to learn about stuff that you want to learn about, but there is things you have to know to be able to be successful in the world. So yeah, just take it seriously. I used to get mad at teachers too. I know a lot of people have that problem. Man, I don't need to learn this stuff, but you're not gonna remember all of it, of course, but you're gonna get you're going to be able to remember the concept of what you're learning and all of that. But anyway, just take it seriously. Get it over with. It's only 4 years. Another thing I would suggest is get to know your teachers, because it's always nice to know your teachers, not get to know their extreme personal life, but get to know them to a point where you feel comfortable with them teaching you. Yeah, you feel comfortable with them teaching you, and just honestly, I'm not sure about that one because I didn't know all my teachers all that well last year when I was a freshman. I knew them, I knew their personality, I knew the way they were, but it's just get to know your teachers, because I feel like it would help a lot in high school. Another thing I would suggest is try something new. This does go along with the band, football, sports, stuff like that. But it's important to try new stuff, and branch out, get to know people. Alright, you guys, that's gonna be it. I'm gonna have to cut it short. I was gonna do another one, but another tip, but running low on time. So anyway, because I'm still under that 15-minute rule, because not monetized or anything. But anyway, my name's Chrissy. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that fun stuff, and I hope you guys will use all the tips I showed y'all, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Okay, bye.